Hey there, how you guys doing? So I'm back with another refresher on solving equations containing radicals. Now in this particular refresher, we are dealing with an equation that has two radicals in it. We handle it a little bit differently than we have some of the others in the past. So let's take a look at this. What we normally do, because these are square roots, is we square both sides, don't we? Now, here's the deal. You need to remember something. Let me just throw a little example up here. If you square both sides, so for instance, let me just say if we have this and for some reason you wanted to square both sides, this is how it squares because you have to square the entire side. Are you with me? You don't just square individually, even though you would like to, and so does your brain. You have to square both sides. You have to square the whole side. Because here's the question. X plus 2 squared. Does it equal x squared plus 2 squared? Some would say, yes, of course, it's x squared plus 4. It's super easy. What are you making a big deal about it? Well, that parenthesis tells me to write this out twice. If I write it out twice, I'll get x squared plus 2x plus 2x plus 4. This is still the question, does it equal this side? Well, the answer is no. Because do you notice? This side has a 4x in the middle. The other one does not. If the shortcut answer does not mimic the long ways answer, then the shortcut doesn't work. Got it? It just doesn't. So here's the deal. I have got this problem. I am going to want to square both sides. But I'm telling you right now, you don't want to square both sides when you have two radicals on the same side. It is a lot simpler to actually square this problem when there's one radical on each side. So first things first, let's get one of these radicals to the other side. I choose to add this one over because I don't want to deal with the minus sign when possible, right? One extra negative gone makes life a little bit easier. Good? Okay. And now I square both sides. Technically, this side has one term because the root keeps it as 1. This side technically has 2 terms because there's a plus sign between the 1 and the root. Got it? This side's kind of technically 1 term because of the root holds everything together. This side is 2 because of that plus sign holding the number and the root. Okay. So this side, sure, 2x plus 6. You're like, I got that. Good. Now this side. Remember, the shortcut does not mimic the long ways answer. So you've got to write it the long way, which means that square says you're going to have to take this parenthesis and you're going to have to write it out twice. And you're going to have to distribute. So I'm going to take the 1 and distribute to both terms inside here. That gives you 1 plus 1 square root of x minus 1, doesn't it? But then you still have this radical that you have to distribute. And it distributes to the 1 and to the radical. So that's still 1 plus 1 square root of x minus 1. But then you're taking the radical and you're multiplying it by itself, which means you've got the square root of x minus 1 squared because you're multiplying it by itself. Good? All right, let's see what we got. 1 plus. Okay, so this is basically 1 times a radical plus 1 times the exact same radical. So we have 2 of the exact same radical plus Okay, what happens when you square square root? Right, as we just saw over here. Good? Okay. Now, I notice I have a few things going on, but at least I have some like terms. I have this 1 that has a plus sign in front of it, and this negative 1, or minus 1. Those guys are going to drop out, aren't they? That's going to leave me x plus 2 times the square root of x minus 1. Agreed? Okay, so now I know what the right side of this equation is looking like. Good? Okay, loving it. And you're noticing something, aren't you? You're like, oh my gosh, there's still a radical in there. There's still a square root in there. Am I going to have to square this thing again? And the answer is yes. Sorry. But question. Is it easier to square a square root when it's the only thing on that side or when it has something else on that side? Yeah, when it's the only thing. So how about we move the x to the other side? I see a like term over here. How are you going to move this x over? Yeah, you're going to subtract it, which is going to leave us just an x plus 6 on this side and 2 times the square root of x minus 1 over there, right? Okay. Now what do we get to do? You got it. Now we're going to square both sides. Okay. Do some side work. Remember, this is an addition problem. It's going to make you do it the long way. You're going to have to write x plus 6 out twice and do your distribution. So you're going to get x squared plus 6x, right? And then you're going to have to distribute the plus 6, agreed? So plus 6x plus 36, yes? So x squared plus 12x plus 36. That is the left side of this problem. Are we in agreement? Okay. This side. Now, some of you will have this correct and some of you may not, but I just want to make certain everybody is good. This is 2, and next to it is the square root of x minus 1, and it's squared. Answer me this. What's the operation between the 2 and the root? Multiplication. So do you have to keep things together with multiplication, or can you look at them separately? And if you're uncertain, what do you get if you look at, let's say, 4a and the whole thing is squared? Yeah, I heard some of you say 16, didn't you? You said 16a squared here, didn't you? This is the same thing. I'm going to square the 2, and I'm going to take the root, and I'm going to square it. And it's still multiplication, which leaves you with 4 times the quantity of x minus 1. Are you good with that? Remember, side work is really good. Look at it away from the problem so you can see it clearer, and then put it back in the problem once you have the answer to whatever you're working on. Okay, how are we doing? Yeah, not too bad, right? Not too bad. Okay, now what? Distribute. I hear you. Distribute on the right side, I'm assuming. So we have 4x minus 4. Then what? Oh yeah, you're going to have to factor or use a quadratic formula, aren't you? What's the giveaway? The square on the x. So that means you need this equation set equal to 0. Okay, minus the 4x over, what do you get? Good. So I hear x squared plus 8x. What about this minus 4? Oh, add it. So I have to take 36 and add 4. Got it. Are we good? Okay. This doesn't look too bad to factor, does it? And if you're like, I still need help with factoring, go look at my refresher video on factoring. But for the time being, I'm just going to go ahead and factor it. I get, and if you're like, wait, I want to try it, pause the video and then start it up again when you think you have it factored. Okay, so you started up again, right? Did you get it to factor? Yeah, neither did I. This one isn't going to factor. So that means we have to use the quadratic formula. Right. So I need a little bit of room here because I am quickly running out of room. I don't know about you, but I am on my paper. So, do you remember the quadratic formula? Yep, I hear you. It is negative b, right? Plus or minus, yes, keep talking. The square root, yes, of b squared minus 4ac. I'm listening. Very good. All over. Good. 2a. Okay, so let me write that down. I just need a little bit of board space. Okay, so x equals negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac, all except for that, over 2a. Okay, so remember, a, b, c. So a is 1, b is 8, c is 40. So negative 8 plus or minus the square root of 8 squared, 4 times 1 times c, all over 2 times 1. Okay, negative 8 plus or minus the square root of, something is looking a little bit amiss. Well, it looks like we're going to come up with an imaginary solution. I didn't ask for imaginary solutions. I mean, I could keep going, but I didn't ask for imaginary solutions. So in this particular case, there's no real solution. So be careful what the directions ask for. If they ask you for a real solution and you're starting to get imaginaries, something's awry. And so you're like, oh, no real solutions, we're done. Okay, I have a couple of examples for you to work on. So they're coming your way. Have fun with them. Go catch my answer key video, and I'll catch you on the flip side.